Good morning, my beautiful followers. How is everyone doing today? It is a great day to be alive today. It is just one of those days that I'm feeling like super energized, kind of like a cracked out squirrel in truth, but it is definitely a good day. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was talking with a potential client, and I was talking about sex and life, and this topic came up, and so I'm like, why am I not sharing this with my people? Why am I not sharing this with my people? And the topic was that life is like sex, and sex is like life. And what do I mean by that? The fact is, if we want good sex, or if we want a good life, the same things come into play. I remember I started on this tantric journey, this coaching journey years ago as a therapist, really stepping into a realization when I started doing my own work of how our sex really does mirror our life, and our life really does mirror our sex, and other areas too, like food and money. But sex really, when we get in there and we pay attention to our sex, then we start to see the areas we could be falling down in life. And I get people all the time that are like, Addison, help me fix my sex. As a sex coach, yeah, they want me to help them fix their sex. And these 3 things that we're going to go through today are really going to step up your sexual game, but also your life game, okay? So as I talk through this, I really want you to look through both your sex and your life as a general whole, because you cannot do these elements in one area and expect that they're not going to bleed into other areas, and vice versa. So if you're not doing these things in your life, but then you expect to get to the bedroom and just turn it on, it's not going to fucking happen. So get rid of that. These are principles that you're going to have to practice, and life comparisons that are going to have to really step into all the time. The first is presence. Guys, ladies, doesn't matter what your gender is. I don't really care. Presence. You have to get presence, and I don't mean like gifts. You have to be present. You have to be present in your life and in your sex. If you're not present in your life, then guess what? You're not going to be present in your sex. You're not going to be able to tune into your body. You're not going to be able to tune into the energy around you. And this is my number 1 sex tip. When people come to me and they're like, give me one thing that I can do to change my sex, and I'm like, get present. Get present in your body, in your authenticity of where you really are in things, and then get present in your I said your physical body. Get present in your authenticity of things, but also get present with the energies around you. Get present with your partner's energies, your partner's bodies. So if you're touching your partner with your fingers, then guess what? Your presence should be in your fingers. You should be really feeling him or her. But the fact is, we need presence in our life. We need constant presence in our life. Okay, you're not going to turn presence on just in the bedroom. You're not going to be able to do it. You will have a pseudo presence. But if you are not practicing presence throughout your whole life, then you're not going to have true presence in the bedroom. I can tell you, when I'm with a man, I can tell when he is present. I can tell when he is present with me through the entire thing. And guess what? I can tell when I'm not present, because I will sit there and be like, why is this not growing and expanding? Why am I not feeling things? Oh, I'm not being present. So this is not just a man thing. My tongue is all green from my juice. This is a everybody thing. We have to be present in our lives and in our sex. Okay, and if you're not really enjoying your sex, then I want you to really look at your presence in your life as total. Then communication. You're not going to get anywhere in life if you refuse to verbalize and communicate. I get ladies, and ladies, we suck at this a lot of times, unless you've really done your work and you really stepped up and you've decided no, I'm going to communicate my needs, my desires, my wants, my likes, my dislikes, all of these things. Well, guess what? That starts in our lives. And if you're not communicating in the bedroom, you're most likely struggling to communicate someplace else in your life. Okay, you're probably avoiding difficult conversations. You're probably maybe passively, aggressively communicating, but you're not actually saying things. There's lots of kinds of communication, but look at where you're not truly communicating, because this is going to be a massive key to your sex, but also your life and why you might be struggling in your relationships. If you're not actually verbalizing, and I mean verbalizing in a clear, concise way, not a you're not doing this way, because I get lots of guys that come to me and they're like, she just yells at me, and I'm like, that's not clear communication. Or telling somebody you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, blaming, shaming. That's not healthy communication. What healthy communication is, a little to the left, please. Or, when you said that made me feel, I know the I statements. I am an old therapist, so you got to give me a little bit of that. But some of the I statements, some of the just direct communication with love, okay? In the bedroom and in life, we have to communicate from a space of love, okay? Then moving on, this is a really big key. Right now, I'm just hearing so many people say they're not enjoying their life. And guess what? The fact is, they're not enjoying their life. They're not stepping into that present moment with joy. They're not allowing themselves to find pleasure in the ups and the downs, the struggle and the moments of ecstasy. We are always chasing that. If we're always chasing, for the most part, unless you've done your work, unless you've been watching me for a while and you're like, no, Addison, I'm not chasing the orgasm. I'm not chasing life's orgasm. If you are not really present and enjoying and finding pleasure in the moment, in life and in the bedroom, then you're missing out on the true orgasm. You're not dropping into your being. In sex, we actually have to drop into our physical being. We have to drop into the pleasure. But we also have to remember that not every moment is going to be these high, intense moments. But the fact is, if we can enjoy just the process of it, and I know that this is very feminine, and a lot of guys are like, no, I just want my 30 seconds. And actually, a lot of women these days are like, I just want my 30 seconds with my vibrator. That's not deep sex. That's not gourmet sex. That's not going to fill you up and light you up. It's just not. Whether the sex is with yourself or somebody else, it doesn't matter. Guess what? Whether you're single and alone or in a relationship and married and have been married for 20 years, guess what? The same rule applies. If you're not finding pleasure in your life, you're not finding pleasure in your life. Okay, a partner or lack thereof does not determine your happiness. Your happiness comes from right here, inside. Look at yourself. I wrote a whole article today on it. All comes back to us. Guess what? This is what this is about. Coming back to us, grabbing that fire within us. So you have to find these moments that you can really drop into enjoying the ups and the downs of life and enjoying the ups and downs of pleasure, okay? Enjoying that sexual moment, okay? If we are always rushing for the finish line, we are missing so much. We are truly, truly missing so much when we are trying to just get to the goal, okay? I promise you. In sex, I get clients that come to me and they're like, really good. Like, you really want us to spend an hour? I'm like, yes. And then they come back to me and they're like, those were the best orgasms I've ever experienced because I just dropped into the moment. I dropped into my physical body. I allowed myself to enjoy the entire ride and wasn't looking for that get off. Well, guess what? The same is true in life. If you're always looking for the get off, then you're going to be missing out on some beautiful moments, beautiful experiences, beautiful connections. So just a quick overview. If you were coaching clients, I would go deeper, but just to kind of give you all just some quick tips: presence, communication, finding gratitude and pleasure in the ups and the downs of life, and knowing that you're not always going to be searching for that climax point, that you can allow yourself to enjoy the whole orgasm of life. So, all right, guys, go grab that fire within. If you have not liked this coaching page, why not? So please share my videos, help me get things out there. But other than that, more than anything, just go have an amazing fucking day and connect with yourself. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Bye, y'all.